Hey everyone, and welcome to HotRedditReveals. Today's post is titled, "What, a child that is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth, story do you have?" Let's dive in and discover what the Reddit community has to say. Post 1 is from Spoiler-Dudgetrekt, who says, "A kid who was relentlessly bullied at my school for years sued the district, and got an upper six-figure settlement." Post 2 is from Alexander Nevsky, who says, "Someone I used to have in a support group, I once helped run for sexually victimized and abused young men shared with us what happened to him. I'm not going into the finer details of it, but the broad stroke is he was being victimized by a TA. He went to other teachers, school admins, and even police. No one believed him, and he even got punished for making it up to get a staff member in trouble. It destroyed his personality. He became bitter, resentful, spiteful, and generally hateful of other people. He was improving his demeanor in the group, but from what he tells us he just wanted to watch the world die at the time. A couple years later that same TA tripped down the stairwell in one of the side hallways of the school, and he happened to be nearby. He saw she was badly injured and likely had broken bones, and was bleeding from her head. Instead of helping her he literally stepped over her, and pretended she wasn't there. Security footage showed he wasn't the one to push her, but when asked why he didn't say anything or get help he simply said that last time he tried to tell people about something involving her no one helped, so why would they this time?" Post 3 is from Playing Poker with God, who says, "One of my friends from elementary school. He's the typical middle child. His brother is 11 years older and his sister is 5 years younger. So of course he faces all the actual consequences for his other siblings' actions. Rules he didn't like were because of stuff his brother did when his brother was a kid. If his sister did something stupid, it was his fault because he should have stopped her. His wants and needs were never the priority. If he wanted money, no, because it went to his brother in college. If he wanted friends to come over, no, because sister already had people coming over. He had to wear his brother's old clothes, but of course his sister got new clothes. Yada yada, you get the picture." When he was 16, he went out on a late-night food run, and while waiting in the drive-thru someone rear-ends him pretty hard. Does a not insignificant amount of damage to his parents' car. The other driver takes full responsibility, offers to pay for the repairs. Just an unfortunate accident. Well, his parents revoke his car privileges. Because he got in an accident, and they had a no accidents policy, didn't matter, then it wasn't his fault. So he told them that if they took away his car privileges, he will never lend them anything for the rest of his life. They grounded him for saying that. That was about a decade ago, and he has never once given them anything. No money, no car, not even housing. He literally made his parents get a hotel once. He said he would forgive them if they apologized. To my knowledge they have not apologized. By the way, his sister was involved in an accident a few years back where she /* was * at fault. And her parents not only paid for the repairs to her car, but also are helping her pay for her car insurance now." Post 4 is from Ouija429, who says, "I was lied to by HR, and it led to me not getting a promotion. I basically put them in a position where I couldn't be replaced and messed with the Excel codes I made for them that saved managers 6 hours a day. I didn't correct what I knew would get us high fees since it wasn't technically my job. Then I quit. $700K in fines, nobody trained to do scheduling, department without anyone to run it, and additional work for the managers was the damage. I started getting calls to help them fix it. I'm sure you can imagine how well that went for them. Edit, to everyone complaining about my actions here, this was years ago. The Excel document automation wasn't something I was asked to do. I did it because having the manager free made everyone else's job easier. The document literally needed to be made once a month in order to keep functioning. On top of that, this isn't some mom and pop shop that got hit with this. This was a multi-million-dollar company. I was doing work above my pay grade, and outside of the scope of my job, I just stopped doing the extra." Post 5 is from Kaladuz, who says, "I met this kid while in junior high. Knew him his first year in high school. Back in 78-79. Remember the movie Carrie? He had that for a mother. He was super religious and had to pray multiple times a day. Carried a large Bible with his school books. Wore old-fashioned formal clothes, 1950s style haircut, and horned rim glasses. His mother punished him because she saw us talking when he got off the school bus. I guess I didn't pass the friend standard. He was so unsocialized and awkward. He was grateful to speak with anyone. And I didn't make fun of him. I guess it got to be too much. He didn't come back to school for the sophomore year. I later learned that while his mother was sleeping, he doused her with gasoline and set her and the bed on fire. She lived. And they just disappeared. I never heard of him again. Post 6 is from Fyrus1992, who says, one of my friends in high school was a major overachiever. Stayed at school or work as much as possible, to the point where he may have spent an hour or less at home a day. He would always deflect questions about his home life, but confided in me that it was bad. Calling him the black sheep of the family would be a major understatement. His family had some money, not millionaire or billionaire but better off than most, and they told him from elementary school he would always be useless and never amount to anything. He is making bank after getting through college and finding a bomb job with a big pharmaceutical company. Meanwhile, his father's company, that has been in the family for a few generations, got picked apart by the government. Someone tipped them off that he was lying on taxes, hiring immigrants for next to nothing, hiding OSHA violations, and much more. As the dust was settling and the damage was really being seen, my buddy drove to his former family home and dropped off a file. The same file he gave an attorney that gave it to the government and only said, "Who won't amount to anything." Post 7 is from Forever Phenomeny, who says, there was that nuclear revenge post about a guy ostracized by the entire town. I think cause he was born out of wedlock, and after getting out of there became an inspector of some kind. Eventually he was given a list of factories that needed reviewing, and one needed to close. The factory in his hometown was on the list. He goes there, inspects, they act all buddy-buddy thinking they're safe from closure. Boy, were THRY wrong. Every infraction, breach of safety, incorrect anything went into his report. The whole town basically was built around that factory, and when it shut down the town was desolate and dead within a few years. And there you have it, folks. Those were some of the top comments from today's hot AskReddit post. What, a child that is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth, story do you have? We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the Reddit community's thoughts and stories. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to catch the latest stories, and leave your own thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.